US banks are exchanging Iraqi Dinar at new rates. US holders report. Iraqi Dinar News Today, with the channel intro for RV News, written in paragraph format and without headings. Welcome back to RV News, your trusted source for the most up-to-date information on the Iraqi Dinar, Vietnamese Dong, and everything related to global currency revaluation. If you're holding IQD, VND, or any currency tied to this long-awaited financial shift, you've come to the right place. Today's episode is going to shake things up in a major way. We're hearing multiple confirmations from US holders that Iraqi Dinar is finally being exchanged at new, much higher rates, and not just rumors anymore. The reports are real, the banks are moving, and for many, this marks the beginning of what we've all been waiting for. Stay with us as we break it all down in detail, from what's happening at top-tier banks to what this means for everyday holders across America. Let's dive right into the most explosive development. US banks, yes, actual brick-and-mortar financial institutions on American soil are now reportedly exchanging Iraqi Dinar at new rates. For over a decade, this has been the question on everyone's mind. When will the dinar revalue? And will US banks participate in the exchange process? As of this week, the answer appears to be yes. Reports have come in from several major cities, including Dallas, Atlanta, Chicago, and Phoenix, where individuals holding Iraqi Dinar have either completed exchanges or received confirmation of pending transactions at significantly increased rates. What we're seeing isn't just speculation anymore, this is movement on the ground, backed by receipts, appointments, and bank verifications. According to multiple dinar holders who contacted RV News directly, the new rates vary slightly depending on the institution and the nature of the exchange agreement. Some have reported seeing numbers as high as $3.90 per IQD, while others are reporting rates closer to $4.10 or even $4.25. These aren't the long-promised contract rates, but rather what appear to be new international or market-facing rates, likely being used by banks that have been cleared to begin exchanges with preferred customers, wealth clients, or those who had pre-existing currency accounts set up in advance. It seems the tiered rollout is very much in effect. One of the biggest confirmations came from a gentleman in Houston who was contacted by his wealth manager at a well-known Tier 1 bank. He had previously registered his dinar through a currency intake form last year and was told to remain patient while the bank waited for internal clearance. This week, he was invited in for an in-person appointment, and during that session, he was shown an updated screen rate of $4.17 per IQD, able to complete a partial exchange, with the remainder scheduled for release over the next 48 hours. His non-disclosure agreement was limited in scope, allowing him to share basic information without releasing documents or personal identifiers, but he confirmed that the transaction was 100% real. Another source from North Carolina reported that Bank of America had quietly initiated internal currency redemption processes for select clients who were part of the bank's high net worth program. While the bank is not publicly advertising dinar exchanges on its website or to walk-in customers, regional managers have reportedly received updated memos on how to process IQD exchanges using Tier 3 international systems, not their regular retail platform. These updates are being rolled out quietly and selectively, and most tellers or branch managers are still in the dark but behind the scenes. The green light has been given. In Miami, a dinar holder shared that she had been contacted by a private banker affiliated with Wells Fargo who had received a clearance code from the bank's foreign currency department. She was informed that her IQD holdings were eligible for a preferred exchange, and that she could complete the transaction. As early as Thursday, her banker warned that once the floodgates open, appointments may book out weeks in advance, especially if Tier 5 or general public exchanges begin. She emphasized how calm and organized the exchange process was, nothing rushed, nothing chaotic, just a simple appointment, full verification of the currency, and direct credit to her account at the new rate. For those asking why only some banks seem to be exchanging, and why not everyone can walk into a branch and exchange their dinar yet, here's what we're learning. This is a controlled rollout. Not all banks are participating at the same time. Internal systems are being updated gradually. Some are only handling IQD exchanges at specific branches with foreign currency departments, and many are limiting participation to clients with existing relationships or pre-screened currency holdings. It appears the banking sector is avoiding a public rush by implementing this phased approach, likely under guidance from Treasury or central banking authorities. Let's talk a bit about the origin of these rate changes, it's important to understand that Iraq has made incredible strides in monetary reform. Over the past year, the Central Bank of Iraq has taken massive steps toward reducing dependency on the US dollar, stabilizing internal inflation, and strengthening the value of the dinar through both domestic policy and international partnerships. Just weeks ago, the IMF praised Iraq for its economic reforms and suggested that its currency was undervalued in terms of international parity. At the same time, Iraq has signed oil development deals and financial partnerships that support a much higher exchange rate for the dinar. All these macroeconomic signals were quietly aligning in the background, but now we're seeing the real-world effect of those moves. The dinar has started trading on certain international platforms at higher values, and US banks are finally adjusting their internal systems to reflect those changes. Some insiders have even suggested that the Treasury has been holding back the public revaluation in order to complete final audits and digital security transitions, but that the brakes are now off at least for selected transactions. There is also talk of a contract rate being available through redemption centers. These centers, separate from traditional banks, are said to be processing high-value exchanges at fixed rates negotiated through global asset-backed agreements. One source claimed that a special rate of $5.90 per IQD had been locked for groups with pre-authorized SKR's safekeeping receipts, and that Zim and Dong exchanges were also being scheduled through private channels. While we cannot confirm every contract rate figure, there is strong evidence that private redemptions are running parallel to bank exchanges, and that these two tracks will eventually merge into a broader public rollout. The real game changer here is the psychological shift. For years, dinar holders have been the target of skepticism. Many were called conspiracy theorists or dreamers. But now the evidence is showing up in people's bank accounts. Wire transfers are clearing, rates are appearing on internal terminals, and appointments are being honored. The dinar, once thought to be a long-shot investment, is finally stepping into its moment, and those who held on are being vindicated in real time. Many of you are asking, what should I do now? First, if you're a dinar holder, make sure your currency is safely stored and authenticated. Don't attempt to walk into your local bank branch without an appointment or confirmation. They likely won't be able to help you yet. Instead, call ahead to foreign currency departments at major banks, especially Tier 1 institutions like Wells Fargo, Chase, Citibank, and Bank of America. Ask if they are currently processing IQD exchanges and if you can be added to their notification list. Second, be cautious of scams. With real exchanges now taking place, bad actors are going to flood the space looking to trick excited investors. Never give your dinar to a third party for processing, and don't pay upfront fees. Legitimate exchanges will always go through verified banking channels with full transparency. Third, prepare financially. Know your goals. Do you want to exchange all at once, or in phases? Have you spoken to a financial advisor, tax consultant, or trust lawyer? The revaluation is not just about money, it's about responsibility. The choices you make after the exchange will define your future, so be intentional, be strategic, and most importantly, be calm. Don't let emotion guide your lit preparation. Lead the way. What's next? Based on current intel, we expect more banks to come online over the next 7 to 10 days. The phased exchange process is likely to expand from wealth clients to general holders as systems stabilize. The Treasury is reportedly coordinating with banks to allow a public exchange window within the next 30 days. Redemption centers may continue running in parallel, offering contract rates to those in organized groups, but general access will likely go through bank appointments. In conclusion, we're witnessing history unfold. The long-awaited dinar revaluation is not a future event, it's happening right now. Us banks are exchanging, rates are rising, and the financial shift we've discussed for years is taking form. If you're a currency holder, you are part of a rare moment in economic history. This is your time. Be informed, be alert, and most of all, be ready. Here at RV News, we will continue to bring you the most accurate and timely updates as they happen. If you haven't already, make sure to subscribe, hit the notification bell, and share this video with other holders who need to hear the truth. The revaluation is no longer a question of if, it's a matter of when, and for many,